vote.
Dang.
But still, that didn't get enough steam. So I don't
He's a
know.
true fan.
That's commitment, dude.
Yeah, that's a heartbroken fan. I don't like my ex's dad. That's basically what I'm trying to say. But
well, let me ask you this then. So, if there was to be another team to come in, what team would you be more accepting of moving into San Diego? Like
Raiders.
Steelers, Raiders?
No, just joking.
Oh,
That's the
like,
best chance, though.
Probably a team that we honestly don't care about. One of my old elementary school kids was a kicker for the Jaguars, and I heard they're looking for a new stadium, or maybe not. But maybe someone like them, someone that we have no animosity or care about. That's about
a fresh
it.
start, right?
Fresh start.
All right, guys. Well, hey, thank you so much for DJ to coming in. We appreciate the insight, and hopefully it gets better for you, man. I don't know what if we got an answer on what the butthurt time is, but
It's all what you make it, baby. But you
Yeah.
don't get 3 weeks for a relationship that lasted less than a year. I'm saying that right now.
110 years.
Hashtag true dat.
I'm
right.
saying that right now.
Yo, thank you guys for having me.
thank you, DJ.
Can I say sexy bitches? Or
Yeah, dude,
bitches?
say something
Okay.
like there's some sexy mother mofos or something.
Okay.
Let's stick with bitches.
What's up? This is Sergio Gutierrez from the Clay Colton Band, guitar player in San Diego. When I get lonely and I need a little loving and I need some sweet, sweet talk, I tune in to Skull and Bones Radio. Those guys rock. They're sexy bitches.
Stand by. Message incoming. On Skull and Bones Radio.
Here at Skull and Bones, we're kind of like pirates. And just like pirates, we are rebellious, adventurous, and infamous. We are loud-mouthed, arrogant, and march to the beat of a different drum. We do things how we want, when we want, and talk about what we want. We are Skull and Bones Radio. Welcome back to the show.
That's right. Thank you, Casey. Welcome back. Thank you, Casey James. We are Skull and Bones Radio.
That was weird.
Skull and Bones Radio. We just want to give a quick shout out to DJ. Thank you for coming in and kind of shining light on the whole Charger situation. Matt, thank you so much for opening up that relationship.
100. You're welcome.
Yeah,
So-
you can take all offense over there.
So thank you so much for that. We were talking about we touched on politics and how a lot of people were upset about that. Matt, where you at?
I'm right here, baby. Yo, look. Why you guys all joking and smiling over there? Just because I played the wrong bet doesn't mean, life stops.
I know I messed up my train of thought.
Oh, I'm sorry, baby. I still love you guys. Well, look, we talked about being butthurt, right?
Yeah,
And
butthurt.
one of our main points was political butthurt. And I think we agreed upon that, 4 years, if it's not your president, right? Everyone's saying, not my president with Trump coming into office. A lot of people said that about Obama. I
true.
think people forget because it's 8 years ago. I was in high school when Obama first was put into office for his first term, but there was a lot of people with the same rhetoric. I feel like there's a lot more people that were excited about him than not. At least that's how it appeared on the television. But these days, people are really pissed off, right?
Yeah.
And especially the female gender. Ever since he was elected in early November, right? November.
Yeah.
Women started getting Facebook pages. There was one that started in Hawaii in different areas protesting his presidency and saying, we're going to march on Washington the day he's inaugurated to let him know how we feel. Now, we are not women. So we thought we had to bring in a female perspective to give us some light on the issue, and we brought in the one and only V. Gomez. V, what's going on?
Hi.
How are you?
Gomez.
I'm great.
What it do, V?
So, that the question to you is, how do you feel about, we won't go into the Trump presidency, but how do you feel about this march? Do you, align yourself with it? Tell us what's going on in your mind.
Okay.
As a female.
All right. I'm going to try to say this as best as I can. Okay. Well, obviously, I think that our current president had said some very offensive comments towards females and towards certain nationalities. So I really like that all the women got, a lot of women in America got together and marched yesterday. And I really appreciate the things that were spoken, that Madonna said, and that Alicia Keys spoke, and that they sang, and not just them, but Scarlett Johansson was there. So many women, and they're standing up. We're standing up. So I think it's a very positive thing.
What did he say? Just grab him by the Wookiee or something like that?
Grab him right by the
Yeah.
The P word.
The P word.
That's
Well,
right.
I think the comment was something along the lines that if you're famous, that you can get away with that. You know what I mean?
You can?
I mean, I'm not famous. I don't know. he said
Maybe that's
something.
what I should go do then.
No.
I was just kidding.
No,
Jeez.
stop.
Two things I'd like to propose or ask you rather, V. One is I was talking to one of our news guys here in the building during our break, and he made a very good point that Twitter and stuff like that were not very popular, and Facebook was pretty popular, but Twitter and stuff wasn't very popular back when Obama became president. Everyone is a journalist these days because everyone has Twitter. So I guess my two questions to you, V, are: A, do you think if the media did not highlight his grab him by the P comment, you think this march would have still happened? And do you think Twitter and the social media these days had something to do with it?
I think that Donald Trump to me has said a lot of really grabbing things. Most of it is negative, but those kind of things stick with you, and those kind of things made the news. And so I think that, the whole time that it was a race between him and Hillary, he got so much coverage, and he said such, sort of outrageous things, for lack of a better word. It was, things that are nuts. You would never think someone running to be a president would say these kind of things. And that got so much publicity, and that got so much exposure and reposts and whatnot. You know what I mean? I think social media plays into that. And so people were just thinking of Donald Trump, thinking of him and everything like that. I think that Twitter was really, really relevant when Obama became president, which was in 2008. I remember the day I was at a Madonna concert, and it was announced, and it was a huge, deal. She did a huge celebration. Twitter was really effective back then as well. I think in some regard, Obama to me, I'm gonna just kind of say, like Will Smith is like cool. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, who doesn't like Will Smith, right? He's just cool. Like, you just would, like, if he was here, he'd make everybody laugh, and he's just fun. I think Obama has that kind of charisma about him.
Okay, gotcha.
You know what I'm saying? I think people just gravitate to his charisma, and I think he really genuinely is super cool. He just happened to be the leader of the country, and the majority of people were like, dang, he's dope. Like, I could see him being a friend of mine. Donald Trump, people have so much they have such a strong opinion about him because he's impactful, but not in the same way. Does that make sense? But his presence is like, it is impactful. The things, his comments and whatnot do impact people. And I think that that's why so many people have such a reaction to him, because he's not it's like there's nothing mediocre about either one of them, in my opinion.
So he's rough around the edges.
He's rough around the edges, but what he says is so sort of outrageous, and you would never think that somebody would say that.
So basically,
it grabs people. It makes people feel something. You know what I mean? Obama made people feel positive because of his charisma and his personality and the way he, you know what I mean? The way he carried
Being
himself.
cool and hip and relatable.
Exactly. And
I kind of feel like you're saying that like Obama would be more like Luke Skywalker in Star Wars. You're really rooting for him. And then maybe Trump is more like Darth Vader. It's like dun dun dun.
I think it's an interesting thing to think about, that they both make you feel something.
Right.
And I think we can kind of say Hillary Clinton made us maybe feel not very much of any, you know what I mean? Anything. Most people don't make you feel like a huge reaction. I think
Sure.
They've both been really impactful in two different ways. And I think maybe, I think Hillary didn't make people feel so much, but I think that, women coming together doing this march and everything like that is a reaction to the outrageous comments that have been made towards women. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
He's really made America feel a lot. A lot of things.
I got a question for you. I don't have TV, so I only kind of hear what
Get
people...
a TV.
I know, right? Well, I just moved in with John, so hopefully that'll all kind of work out. But
John, let him use your TV.
Yeah, John, give me the password.
You know what?
I'm not letting
I
him
swear.
in my room.
John,
The great
John
thing
is
about TV
tough.
is there is no password on TV.
Oh, well, there you go. Maybe I just get the remote then. But so I got a question for you, V. So why do you think Trump got the presidency? Because I know some chicks that have said they voted for him, actually. And it was kind of like, I was really surprised by that.
Right.
Any woman voted for him, or anybody really, but go ahead.
There is an anchor at CNN. I don't know his name, but he's really popular, really known. And he was actually on a night show. I think it might have been Conan's show. I don't know. Anyways, he was on a show, and he actually said that he predicted that Trump would win.
Oh, wow.
And the reason why is because kind of, what I was saying is that, he would go to crowds, and every time he mentioned Obama, everybody would be cheering and everything like that. And then when he would mention Trump, people would be like, a lot of people would be booing, some people would be cheering. And then when he would speak about, or he would mention Hillary Clinton, nobody said anything.
Oh,
So
wow.
if you kind of think about it, like I'm saying, you know, Donald Trump has made a lot of people feel something. Either
Sure.
you're like hardcore for him or you're hardcore like not for him.
Sure.
And I think she just was really mild compared to that. Do you know what I'm saying?
Right, I got you.
And I think he had a lot of exposure in the media, and that really helped him.
Well, let me ask you another question here. So, did you participate in the San Diego Women's March?
I didn't because I was working, and then I went, you know.
So, how did
to
you
Riverside.
how did you hear about the march? By the way, I'm curious.
I saw it all over social media, and I
Social
heard
media.
about it. Yeah, but I didn't hear about it too much beforehand.
Yeah.
So, to me, that's a good question because it was extremely well put together around the nation, and I'm like, you know what I mean? I didn't know until sort of last minute, and like I said, you know, Madonna was there, Alicia Keys, so many celebrities and everything, and you got to think, you know, how long was the preparation? You know what I mean? So that's a really good question because.
Well, and it seemed like it was kind of the perfect storm, right? You know, Hillary Clinton and their followers, I believe they call themselves nasty women, right? No, I don't think I'm wrong. I believe
Who's that?
the Hillary followers kind of call themselves nasty women, like people that, you know, stand up for themselves. Maybe I should make sure I'm right about this, but a lot of people were going under that name, you know, were like the nasty women or whatever, and they said that at the march. I feel like she was running for presidency, which would have been another precedent, a woman in office. She had a lot of woman followers, and then you have Trump, and then, you know, I'm curious to see if those comments never came out, a couple weeks before the election, what if people felt so strongly? They didn't like him, but I felt like that brought it over the edge, right? There's people that were like, he's a bigot, he's a what, and this was like, no way, like this is over the edge. So I think it was like this combination of, you know, Hillary brought these women feeling united, then you had this over the edge comment, and that, you know, had a call to action to make them do the march. And yeah, same thing. I was watching the live feed. I'm like, you know, this is pretty well put together for something I heard damn near nothing about, you know, until a couple days ago. And these are people that flew in, you know, at least with the.
I think that's a great point. You know, why didn't we hear about this? Why didn't we know?
Too little, too late, right?
Why didn't we know more? One thing I will tell you that I've been thinking about is prior to 2008 when President Obama won. It was very common that we all were like, oh, we'll probably never see a black president.
Oh,
Tupac said it. You know
Tupac
what I mean?
said it?
Tupac said it.
well, technically he didn't. He died.
Correct. But he didn't die that long ago, right?
I don't know.
So-
I thought he died when I was a kid.
Like
It's
96.
in one of his songs, I
I'm
believe,
saying,
right?
Yeah, he did. So
Nick has a point, though.
yeah, no, well, he died in 96, but I'm saying this wasn't like 100 years ago, right? So before 2008, we actually, you know,
I get what you're saying,
accepted
though. Yeah.
to some degree, oh, okay, you know, we probably won't see a black president. It was just kind of like, okay, well, that's the norm, you know? And then now, you know, had Hillary Clinton won, that would be another barrier that is completely, you know, broken down and whatnot.
Now,
Because she would have changed that status quo of like, we'll never have a woman presidency. You know what I'm saying? It would have been such a powerful thing for America to be able to, you know, have our daughters, because now we can have our black sons, you know, and nephews and everything like that and raise them. And you can be president one day and it's real and it happened. You know what I mean?
No, I think that'd
Do
be
you know
a
what I'm
wonderful.
saying?
Yeah, I have a
And-
sister
and-
that she wants to be like a congresswoman or something. I'd love to see her succeed.
That's what I'm saying. So I mean, this would have been so amazing for America and for the, you know what I mean, the future of America, to tell our daughters that, to tell our nieces that you can be the president. You know,
Sure.
Hillary Clinton did it, because we're still living in like, okay, well, we've never had one. Will this ever happen?
Sure.
Do you know what I mean? And so there's so many things, you know, it's known that women make less money than men. It's known, you know what I mean? And what do? It's just accepted kind of thing. You know what I'm saying? So, because there's no fight against it. So unfortunately, instead of, you know, the country going in a direction to where we have a woman president and now that barrier is broken down, you know what I mean?
Right.
Instead, you know, the election went the other way, and, you know, and there was some, you know, some comments towards women that was offensive, and that's what actually won.
Do you feel that there will be a continued reaction from this march? Like, what is the long, you know, as a woman, I guess, do you feel threatened right now with Donald Trump as the president? And what do you think there'll be long-term change because of this march from what you saw? Like, What do you think the future looks like?
I think that's also another interesting point. Now with social media, I think that our country moves so fast, things happen so quickly that, if